Right now, someone near you is about to yawn, and when they do, you'll probably yawn too. You won't decide to. You won't even notice it happening. But the real reason you do it is far stranger than boredom or tiredness. It's a window into one of the most powerful hidden systems in your brain, a system that has been quietly copying other people your entire life. Think about the last conversation you had. Really picture it. If the other person leaned forward, you probably leaned forward. If they crossed their arms, odds are yours drifted together too. If they laughed, the corners of your mouth pulled upward before you even registered the joke. You didn't plan any of it. Your body was mirroring theirs, movement for movement, like a shadow with a half-second delay. Why? For most of history, nobody even noticed this was happening. It's so automatic, so constant that it's invisible, like asking a fish to describe water. But in the summer of 1991, in a laboratory in Parma, Italy, a monkey reached for a peanut, and everything changed. A team of neuroscientists led by Giacomo Rizzolatti had wired electrodes into a macaque's brain in the region that controls hand movements. Every time the monkey grabbed something, a specific set of neurons fired. Click, 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 standard stuff. Nothing surprising. Then, according to the now famous story, one of the researchers reached for a peanut himself, and the monkey's neurons fired. The monkey hadn't moved. It hadn't twitched a single muscle. It had only watched. But inside its brain, the cells responsible for grabbing lit up as if the monkey were doing the grabbing itself. Rizzolatti's team called them mirror neurons, brain cells that fire both when you perform an action and when you simply watch someone else perform it. In plain English, that means your brain doesn't just observe other people, it rehearses them. It runs a tiny internal simulation of their movements, using the very same machinery it would use to move your own body. When you watch someone reach for a coffee cup, part of your brain reaches too. When you watch someone stub their toe, part of your brain winces. You are, quite literally, feeling a faint echo of everyone around you, all the time. But here's where it gets stranger. This system isn't a quirk, it isn't a glitch. You were born with it running. In 1977, a psychologist named Andrew Meltzoff performed an experiment that seemed almost too simple to matter. He leaned over newborn babies, some less than an hour old, and stuck out his tongue. The babies stuck their tongues out back. Think about what that requires. A newborn has never seen its own face. It has no mirror. It has no idea what a tongue is, or that it even has one. And yet somehow it can watch a movement on someone else's face and reproduce it on its own. The wiring for imitation isn't learned. It ships with you, pre-installed, on day one. Why would evolution do that? Why would it build a brain that copies before it can even think? Because copying is how humans survive. Your ancestors didn't come with instruction manuals. A child on the African savanna 200,000 years ago didn't learn which plants were poisonous through trial and error. Trial and error kills you. Instead, the child watched. It watched what the adults ate. It watched how they held the sharp edge of a stone. It watched which sounds they made when a predator appeared, and it copied those sounds exactly. Every skill your species has ever developed, from fire to language to tying your shoes, has been passed from brain to brain through imitation. Copying isn't a shortcut. Copying is the entire transmission system of human culture. A brain that mirrors automatically learns faster, bonds deeper, and survives longer. So evolution turned the volume all the way up, and it never turned it back down. Which brings us to a hotel-style laboratory room at New York University in 1999, and two researchers named Tanya Chartrand and John Barg. They wanted to know if adults still do what those newborns did, so they designed a sneaky experiment. Volunteers were paired with a partner to look at photographs together. Simple task. Except the partner was secretly working for the researchers and had been given instructions. With some volunteers, the partner would casually rub their face throughout the session. With others, the partner would shake their foot. The results were almost comical. Volunteers sitting with a face rubber started rubbing their own faces. Volunteers sitting with a foot shaker started shaking their own feet. When asked afterward, not a single one had noticed the partner's habit. Not one had noticed their own copying. The behavior had passed from one body to another completely beneath conscious awareness. Chartrand and Bargue named it the chameleon effect. You unconsciously blend into the behavioral colors of whoever you're with. But the experiment had a second act, and this is the part that should stop you.